Hello everyone, this is Chrism, and I'd like to have another conversation with you and invite you to this conversation about your Kundalini awakening experience. In this conversation, I would like to discuss the flesh teacher. I think I may have covered this in some other videos, but I want to revisit it now. The flesh teacher is, from a Kundalini context, the Kundalini flesh teacher is somewhat rare. You won't find too many of them. But if you find one that you like, find one that you trust, I really want you to embrace the teachings that that person is giving to you. I am not suggesting that I am your teacher. Okay, I'm not, going to suggest. I would never make such a presumption. Okay. My students are watching this, and that's fine. I am their teacher. I'm not saying that I am your teacher. I'm suggesting that the flesh teacher is a very special place where the Kundalini can express itself into the student through the conduit of a walking, talking, Kundalini awakened teacher. This can be extremely helpful with cases of Kundalini syndrome, or people who want to have the Kundalini, or people who need to be able to communicate with a person face to face. It's not always easy to communicate with an intangible force that can sometimes become tangible, like the Kundalini. The Kundalini gives to this flesh teacher that you may receive it from him or her. Okay, the flesh teacher can be an extreme help and service to the Kundalini awakening student, and I want to invite you to find one that resonates with you. You don't have to go to India, and yet there are some in India. There are some in the States, very few. There's some in Europe. In every continent, in every social civilization, there are people that will have the Kundalini that you can go to, that you can learn from. Surrendering to the flesh teacher is the same as surrendering to the Kundalini, as long as you look at it within that concept. Okay, you're not surrendering to the flesh part of the flesh teacher. You're surrendering to the Kundalini part. Now, with the flesh teacher, the Kundalini is active in every aspect of that teacher. It comes through the flesh to a degree, but you're not. I would have to rephrase it. So you're not surrendering to the ego of the flesh teacher. That never occurs. You're surrendering to the Kundalini, radiating itself through the flesh of the Kundalini teacher. So know this, and know that it is okay to have a flesh Kundalini teacher. You don't have to worship a dead person. And when you worship a living Kundalini teacher, you're not worshiping that person. You're worshiping the Kundalini. This is the Sanskriti people understood this, and a lot of the modern day Hindu people understand this. Sitting at the feet of the Guru. This is what that is about. In the West, we find this very, very, very difficult in some ways, because since birth, our ego has trained us, and our parents' egos have trained us. Oh, no, never give yourself into the control of a human being. Human beings don't know anything, but Kundalini-infused human beings do. It's not common, but it is there. So I'm going to suggest that this is a viable way to learn about the Kundalini. And for those of you that have been following my videos, over 200 videos, you've kind of been doing that already. You haven't been surrendering to me, but you have been surrendering to the Kundalini coming through me. Not surrendering, but you're taking the knowledge, which is almost like taking the Diksha, which is like taking the energy from the Kundalini that flows from me right here into you right there. This is part of what I'm talking about. Now, devotion is a very, very powerful thing, and I want you to feel comfortable with devotion. You can feel comfortable with the devotion to your Kundalini teacher, as many of the Hindu people do, and many of the Tibetan people do, and many other people beside, that are not in the West. They're totally comfortable with this, and this works, and this is a viable application of devotion. But you can also just do it straight to the Kundalini itself. If that's easier for you to do, then that is what I want you to do. But the flesh teacher is here for a reason, if not just to make videos. Although that is one reason. And it is a good reason. I wished I'd have had videos in my early process. I hope these videos served you well. So from this flesh teacher and the Kundalini infusing through me to you, I thank you for watching.